Hi guys, this is Roy with Ashley's at Large. Just wanted to do a follow-up on the sugar beet harvest at Drayton, North Dakota. Just kind of give you a little overview of what it's like to be there. Just want to talk about actually working on the Powler so that you kind of get an idea of what's going on with that. Powler has basically 4 people that operate it. You have the Powler operator who operates who actually oversees the Powler and the people around it, the trucks that are coming into it. They set the tone for putting the trucks into the Powler, unloading their beets, and the various things associated with that. So they're setting the end dumpsters, so when the trucks come in, they back in and unload their beets into the Powler. Powler operator is in charge of everything around the Powler and reports directly to the foreman. The other 2 positions are actually the people who receive the trucks. They receive the trucks as a truck backs up against the end dump, sets its parking brakes. That person will go out and put their Powler number onto a weight receipt that the truck driver will have, and then mark that with the Powler where the truck is being dumped at. Truck driver may also have a sampler that needs to be taken, and that sampler will be he will give you the sample barcode. You go around to the right hand side of the Powler if you're looking at it from the back, and there is a place where you actually push a button. There's a little bucket that goes into the beets, and they dump into a bag at the end of the chute. You close up the bag, put the barcode into a little pocket on it, and then close it up and stack it, and there'll be a guy coming around who will pick up the samples. Not every truck has a sample, so depending on what you're doing at that time. The person also receiving the trucks dumps the dirt into the truck. After he's unloaded his beets, he will pull forward underneath the conveyor. You'll punch a button and the conveyor will run and empty the dirt that the truck brought into the Powler, and that's how they keep the weight to beets only, because they send the dirt back out to be weighed, and the truck drivers take that dirt back to the farm. After the conveyor belt runs, there will be dirt on the ground or the cement around the conveyor belt where sometimes it misses the truck, but the conveyor belt is operating on both sides of the Powler, so when you are taking your receipt, the other side may be dumping dirt, and that dirt will be on a conveyor belt and will fall into your area also. So you're constantly snow shoveling whatever excess dirt misses the trucks and falls on the ground around the Powler. So you'll take a snow shovel and push that dirt around and behind the Powler and keep that area clean. The other thing that you'll be doing if beets miss the end dump and you have to go after a truck pulls out, if there's beets around, you'll take either a shovel and or a fork-like instrument, and you will pick up those beets and put them into the conveyor and keep that area clean. Now during full cycle, when there's trucks waiting in line and that type of thing, and there's truck after truck coming in, those beets will pile up to a certain point where they'll actually stop the production, bring in a little bobcat, and the driver will pick up the beets around the end dump and put them in, and then you'll clean up any excess beets, and that's how they keep production going at that point in time. But when it's sporadic trucks coming in and out, then you'll just keep your area clean, keep beets picked up, keep your dirt area clean. The other person to be there is the boom operator. He or she is the one who operates the boom on the front of the Powler that is stacking the POW, and they are taught how to do it a specific way and how to keep it into a certain height and a certain depth, certain width, that type of thing. So those positions are there. Usually though, there's 5 people on the Powler, so that you'll have one person rotating through breaks. You're paid for the whole 12 hours. They pay for your breaks, they pay for your lunch hours, so you get a straight 12 hours, even including your breaks and stuff. So you work 8 hours regular time, and then you'll work 4 hours overtime each day. Depending on how long, if you've been to the beet harvest before, you get paid more than the people starting out. So they increase each year your amount that you make and the bonuses and stuff. So that's how they use incentives to get people back. The people that are actually receiving the trucks and keeping the dirt and the beets all cleaned up is the person that's working hardest on the Powler. The person in the Powler the operator is pretty ambidextrous, because they're watching both sides, making sure the truck's up against the end dumps, making sure the safety of the people, that type of thing. The other part of the work on the piler is actually cleaning the piler. The piler will get pretty dirty, and it has some areas that you have to actually climb into and get the dirt with a shovel. You have to get them off the inside of the piler and around where the conveyor belt is for dumping into trucks. And while you're doing that process, you will actually you have a lock, just a regular key lock that you will lock onto the electrical switch, lock it out so the piler can't be turned on, and anyone working on the piler will use their locks each individually to lock that piler down, so that you can't accidentally be in the piler and then someone turn on the power. So you're pretty safety checked at that point in time. The piler gets to be pretty busy. There's two stages in the piler operation. There's one stage where they're actually piling the beets over tubing that they run forced air through, and that's called the freeze method. They do that the first phase of it, and we probably did on our piler, probably, I guess, a football and a field and a half, maybe two length of beets over these piping. And there's a guy on a bobcat that actually is laying those tubes into place. And so you've got him there, you've got the boom operator there, you've got trucks going in and out, so everybody's kind of watching out for each other to make sure that no one gets run over, that type of thing. They're very safety conscious. The thing that I found the most dangerous was actually truck drivers that are getting into a hurry. Some of them, most of them are cool, most of them are friendly, but every once in a while you get the guy that's been doing it a long time. He doesn't really want to listen to you, and he will sometimes get in a hurry, and you have to watch out for those type of things. But other than that, the piler is just continual operation. It runs 24 hours a day as long as the beets are coming in. There's just shift changes as the trucks are going through. It's an 8 to 8 operation, either day or night. Night times get very cold. You're working in wet and cold. Sometimes it gets warm. I was working in t-shirt at a time. It was up to around 60 degrees and perfect weather for a t-shirt, that type of thing. They encourage you to obviously to wear layers, because between 8 in the morning and 8 at night there are various temperature rising and settings, and so the temperatures will vary, and you can take off clothes to accommodate wherever the weather is going. You do get issued safety goggles, you get issued a helmet, you get issued a vest that you wear at all times, and these are mandatory anytime you're out there around the piler. They also, if it starts to rain or anything, will issue a rain suit to you, and everything else is on you. Gloves, shoes, pants, those type of things are all on you. I suggest you go to a secondhand store and buy stuff. It's very difficult to get things washed. If you are working 12 hours on that piler, after about the 4th or 5th day, you're getting pretty tired. So you get home, you eat, fix you something to eat and everything, you're ready to go to bed. And there's only one little laundromat in that Drayton area, and it only had 4 washers and 4 dryers. And the time to get your clothes washed and everything is a couple of hours, and so a lot of times you just decide to wear the same clothes the next day. Nobody really cares. Some of the people have been there before, and they can actually some of the piler operators and that thing, they were quite dressed up as far as I was concerned. I just used old jeans and some clothes that I had bought at a second-hand store, and what I did invest in was some good boots and some good gloves. You've got to have some good gloves to work with, because you are handling forks and rakes and pushing and everything, and if you don't have that, you will develop blisters. You want good boots that are waterproof and comfortable so that you don't get blisters, that type of thing. If you've got new boots, make sure you break them in before you come to the beet harvest, so that you're not trying to break them in while you're working. That can lead to excruciating feet pressure. At the end of the harvest, things do slow down everything. They will let some people go earlier. Usually the skidster operators, they'll cut them back first. So, you know, depending on what position you're in, is kind of the level that will be gone. The Power operator gets paid more than everybody else. The skidster operator, the bobcat operator gets paid more than the other guys, and the truck receipt people that are picking up beets, pushing dirt around and stuff, actually get paid less, which really is the hardest position when it comes to physical work. I can say the people at the sugar beet harvest that work for Crystal Sugar, the foremans and everything, were very calm, very cool, collected, pleasant to work with. I felt they were looking after our safety. They know their business really well. The whole process is done very well. They know what they're doing. So if you come there with an open mind, just work and everything, you'll make some good money, and you'll be safe. And it's quite an experience. Next year, if I need the money, I'll go back to the sugar beet harvest. If I don't, then I won't. It's just that simple. Nothing against it. I enjoyed my time there. It was a great experience, and everything worked out well. I had my son with me. He saved up money for college. He's starting college, and that was his purpose for being there, is to make some quick money and get his foot started down in the Texas area. So each person had a purpose there. With that said, I met some very interesting people, some nice people, some different personalities. You'll see everything there. So, you just socially, you'll meet people from all walks of life. The thing that I guess I'd really say is it's worth a one-time experience. Then you can make up your own mind if you want to go back or not. They do try to make improvements. I see that at the places they work and everything. So the people at the processing plant have been there for years. There's not much that they don't know what they're doing. With that said, I'm going to show some pictures at the end of this of the powers, the sample bags. I'll have a picture of the skidster driver and the sampler guy that picks up the samplers on a little tractor, and some other pictures, just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Again, this is Roy Ashley's at Large. Take care, and I'll get back to you later. If you want to follow us, this is just one aspect of Ashley's at Large, where I was off working, but I have a family of 5 kids and a couple of dogs, and we travel the United States full-time RVing, and I'm headed from here to Amazon, and I'll be working down there until December the 23rd, and then we'll be off somewhere else. So different lifestyle, and we enjoy it, and hope you enjoy the video and helps you out a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye.